It's very weird when there's a collar in the mix. I can't control it.
Well, it seems like you're intruding, and I don't like that. I don't appreciate it.
Hey, but she don't use you for the equation.
Okay, she don't say, oh, I use and dump, but it is show working.
After the wager task presentation, Dede and Koyin spent an ample time in the garden chilling over alcohol, although it was only Koyin that was drinking because according to Dede, she said that will even get her drunk, that any little alcohol sip in her mouth takes her over the ladder. Now, while that was going on, Koyin asked Dede actually asked Koyin if he wants to talk with her. And for some minutes, maybe I didn't know if maybe Koyin didn't get that, but Koyin was like, what are we doing? We are talking. I said I want to talk, right? And Dede said no. There is a difference between I want to talk and I want to talk with you. That you have to be specific on the one you want, because if you want to talk, it can just be you, anybody. And Koyin was like, oh, should I be talking to the drink if I say, like, I'm with you now, and you're saying I want to talk is just talking, it can be the drink or anything. And Dede was like, yes, you have to be specific to tell me that you want to talk with me, so go ahead and tell me which one you want to do now. Anyways, Koyin later on helped Dede clean off her makeup, helped with pedicure as well, and later on Dede complained about being hungry, and Koyin even volunteered to make food for her. That was when they now entered into the main lounge. Now to the interesting part. So when Koyin came in to pick what he'll be using to do Dede's pedicure, Thelma, who was in that room with Ortega, they were actually discussing the housemates and their strategies rather. So now Koyin came in, picked what he'll be using for pedicure and left. And Thelma said that honestly, she respects Dede's game. That if there is anybody she respects in this house, is Dede, because this is the same girl that came in and introduced herself that she has a relationship outside. And week one, day one, this girl is already playing use and dump. And the most beautiful and fascinating part of it is that she does it in a way that it makes the guys involved comfortable. She does it in a way that none of the guys involved ever get to complain. And then Ortega now mentioned that imagine Kola, a full-grown man. And Thelma said honestly she will take some responsibility with what happened with Kola and Dede. That that the first 3 days they came in, she was just busy trying to tidy up her wardrobe, arranging, rearranging, folding her clothes and placing them in Biggie's closet. And she now said that the earlier days she was actually very close to Kola. They were good friends, okay? But then Ebuka mentioned something. That the day the guys came in, Ebuka or Big Brother said something about alignment, forming alliance rather, get your own people that you run things with, and that she overemphasized that to Culture, Rude Boy and Kola. That maybe Kola decided to take it serious, hearing it, because she kept saying, oh, you heard what Ebuka said, I be Biggie, go find your own people and all of that. And before she knew it, she noticed that Kola was no longer getting close to her, they were no longer gisting, and the next thing, boom, there is a Dede in the equation. Well, Ortega then informed Thelma that speaking of Kola already explained and informed the guys about what his spec looks like, and I even told them that in the house currently that his spec is Dede and Sabrina. And that of Sabrina, Ortega said he actually told him to kind of feel free, because Sabrina already informed him that, oh, Kola likes me, I know he likes me and all of that. Well, there was a more gist that came about him and Sabrina, but we'll get to that in another video. Let's go back to Dede and group of companies. So now Doris, Sabrina and Kola were at the table eating, and Doris doing the Lord's work, checking up on Kola, her bestie rather, asked Kola, why did you dress Dede's bed? And Kola said, well, that he has realized that Dede is playing a mind game with him, and now he's in for that same game, okay? That the whole bed thing is just a game he's trying to penetrate and, run the same game, the same strategy Dede is using on him. And Doris was like, okay, because what I'm asking is that Jason J said he will be sleeping on that bed you dressed. You needed to see the shock on Kola's face. Kola was like, what? And it immediately clocked that Kola wasn't playing any game. In fact, if there is any game Kola wants to play with Dede, he has not begun, because his facial expression could tell you that man, them is heartbroken. And his next action actually proved that, because he went around to start having a conversation with the rest of the housemates to tell you how hot that really got to him. Kola took a long pause. In fact, at some point, he had to join Sabrina, who was complaining on how they are beginning to consume more carbs in the house than protein. That if they continue to eat noodles and rice all the time, their tummy will become big. But Kola joining in that conversation, taking a pause, I knew it was not just the noodles. It's about what Doris informed him. Well, he didn't stop there. He took that same issue to Isabella, right? Rather, should I say she took the gossip, the information he was giving to Isabella. And Isabella then advised Kola that, you know what? If you want to really play this game, you have to find another girl in this house and use that girl to play a game on Dede. But Kola said no, that he's not that kind of guy that will use another girl, playing with someone's feelings just to achieve his own game plan. And Isabella is like, but that's what Dede is doing with you. Are you not seeing it? That you're already in an equation. There are 3 of you right now. That this girl, now what should they use you do? You're saying you don't want to play her own game on her. Well, Kola told Isabella that he's no longer in any equation, that he has already removed himself from that whole triangle thing going on. But it doesn't look like it though. And Kola is now telling Isabella that all he will be doing moving forward is just playing games with Dede. But well, Isabella actually said something. Isabella said that she actually likes Dede's game. She respects Dede's game. That how she wish she can play such game. That how she wish she can play such game. And then told Kola that, that Thelma likes you. That you can actually go to Thelma, or use Thelma to play Dede's game, or rather move to another girl. Since you said you've already removed yourself from that equation, then move to Thelma. And she now said that, in fact, right now, Naki Bobo she wants to move with though. That Bobo was telling her of how he told Biggie that is Isabella he wants now his diary session. Anyways, we'll talk about that in another video. Let's stick to Dede and group of companies. Well, let's see how it goes with Kola and Dede, because the Kola I'm seeing on my screen is not playing any game. The Kola I'm seeing on my screen is not ready to play Dede. The Kola I'm seeing on my screen does not know what he's saying. Just like Thelma said, that this whole thing happening between Dede-Koyin-Jason Jae and Kola is not ending anytime soon. And she's right. It's not ending anytime soon. Because if you say you remove yourself from the equation, why are you still interested in playing that game? It means that's where your mind and everything about you is still in. You've not removed yourself from that equation. If you have, you will move on. You move to better things. You look for other things than be doing in that house. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Dede was cautioning Jason Jae, telling him that currently you're beginning to intrude. You're beginning to intrude into her life. That this whole friendship thing is not supposed to get to this level where you'll be going this lower. That this is not why we're here. That when there was a conversation in the first place, things are not supposed to be this way. But from what you're doing, that remember that she told you that for any time they get to a stage where you would think like, oh, what is the problem? You should bear in mind she's never the problem. And what you're doing now, you're intruding into her life and she does not appreciate that. They did want Jason Jae, telling him that he's beginning to go lower and there is no way she's getting on that level with him. Well, Jason Jae apologized, although they didn't even allow him to express himself freely. Because for every time he wants to talk, Dede is saying like, what's meaning what? But Jason Jae asked Dede, please, can you just listen and hear me from my own perspective? And Dede said no, she's not going to do that, but then she will try. And Jason Jae began to explain, telling Dede that he doesn't know what's always come over him anytime Kola is in the equation. That's okay, just this afternoon on hearing that Kola made your bed, boom, the next thing she's having a conversation telling you, oh, I'm coming to your bed. Well, Jason J told Dede that honestly that was not supposed to have come from him, knowing fully well that they're just friends, nothing more, no feelings. But then he found himself, saying that, and it's always like that anytime he sees her with Kola, or she and Kola are doing something. Anyways, after that warning, the next time Kayode showed us Jason J was sleeping in his bed. So should we say that Dede actually puts him in his place? And that just took me back to what Thelma said, that she does this thing in a very comfortable way that none of them are complaining. None of them are complaining. And then again, if you're among those in the comment section that always write, oh, Dede is just like a furniture, not bringing anything in the house, bear in mind that this girl just changed Jason J's game, Kola's game. Well, I won't count in Koyin because Koyin is running his own game. He's running it as he pleases. Koyin is running both Sultana, Dede. In fact, right now, I even want to know, like I'm anticipating what he wants to do with Dede and Sultana. Do you get? But now, everything about Kola, for anytime Kola opens his mouth, is Dede is complaining about. Initially, Dede even had Doris in this thing. Doris kept on complaining about her. And even Sultana that kept on criticizing, shaming, whatever you should call it, later even became the definition she was trying to hang on Dede's head. Anyways, guys, let me read your opinion regarding this. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.
Actually, they do them in the way we say they don't go feel complain.
I know she's playing a game. I'm playing a game.
I don't talk to her again.